What's up, YouTube? Michael back at it again over here with video for the day. Didn't go to the gym, got out there and rode my bicycle today. Rode around some villages, took a bunch of shorts. You guys can see, man, how the people live over here. Then I was just watching right now on YouTube. They got one of these passport bros, whatever you call them, these influencers. He's in Cambodia, or video was from Cambodia, but he was in the downtown area. He was in the Phnom Penh area, walking around where the streets are nice and clean and no dirt roads and no cows, and the street food, I guess, is okay. I don't know. That's the kind of videos they make, but I make a little bit different kind, man. I make the ones where, because I live out in the suburbs. I don't live in the city. I live out in the suburbs. Near the villages. They got these subdivisions. They call them berets all over the place. And I kind of ride around out here in the village, villages on the roads that most people don't ever go on. Most foreigners don't ever come out here in this area. Excuse me. A lot of people out here in the villages, man, they've never even talked to a foreigner, probably never even seen one like me. So anyways, but this video is for mostly, if you saw the thumbnails, mostly for the boomers. I watch these videos all the time, man. The people are talking about the boomers can't retire, and the boomers are these people on fixed incomes, and they can't retire. Well, I'm a boomer. I'm 67 years old, and I retired 4 years ago. I retired actually 5 years ago when I was 62, but moved over here and 4 years ago, and they got rid of that COVID thing. But these people that say all the time, the boomers, they can't retire, and I hear that all these people making videos and crying about it. Well, if you're living in the USA, you're right. You probably can't retire. You're going to be stuck there. Okay? And first of all, I wouldn't want to be living in one of those 55-plus communities. Okay? I don't want to live around a bunch of old people with an ambulance running through the villages or whatever they call those places. All the time, picking up people, taking them to the hospital back and forth, and then you're in the rec center and you're talking to, did you hear about Betty? She had another stroke and blah, blah. I don't want to hear about all that stuff, man. I just don't. I'm 67. I go to the gym. I ride my bicycle, work online sometimes, teach some English, but I pretty much got it made over here, okay? Yeah, I live in a third world country, but let me tell you, my house is first world, okay? My gym is first world. I go to Cambodian Country Club. Beautiful place, man, beautiful. Most Cambodians, they can't go there. I go to they got a water park here. It's called Garden City Water Park, because I have a 9-year-old daughter, and me and my wife would take my daughter over there and we walk around. And they got a dinosaur park. It's kind of got all these plastic dinosaurs, these big ones and stuff, and they got a zoo, and a lot of the Cambodians have never even been there. They don't have money to go. And if you watch my short video, I made some shorts today, I make them every day, you're going to see how these people live, most of them. Okay? So I'm what they call over here a rich foreigner. If I went back to the United States, I'd be like the rest of those boomers living over there, living paycheck to paycheck, waiting on that Social Security check to come, or that retirement check, or whatever you guys get. I don't know what you guys get. I'd be doing all that stuff, but I don't want to live like that. You guys that are of retirement age, or even before that, you can live there in the United States, or you can move out of that place and move to a cheaper place to live. Like I did. Like I said, I moved to Cambodia. I got my daughter and my wife here. But even if you don't have that here, I know people that live here don't have any children here. And then people say, well, what about my grandkids? I'll miss my grandkids. Man, let me tell you something. Those grandkids, they don't want to come see you. Maybe for a day or something. They don't want to be around a bunch of old people. Okay? They want to look at their phone and play with their friends and do whatever, man. Mom and dad make them go. Okay? So, and anyone with half a brain can go online. You can use Telegram, or there's all kind of different, I think, WhatsApp and all the different things. I don't know what I use Telegram because that's what they use over here. You guys can video chat. And they got this thing, they got these things called airplanes. You can fly back over there to the States and go see your grandkids, or they can come over here and see you. I don't want to live in one of those communities where they got the HOAPs and they got busybody Betty looking out the window to see if your grandkids have stayed more than 8 days, and now she's calling and you got a notice on your door. That's just craziness, man. I don't know how people can live like that. You know, I don't want to be around a bunch of old people dying off. Right? I know I'm old, but I still feel young. I feel young in my body. I feel young in my brain. Sometimes in the morning, you know, I get up because I'm old, and I get up in the morning. I'm not really at my best yet, but I got some coffee, and I do some kind of exercise, whether it's going to the gym or riding my bike or just exercising at home, walking around the subdivision. And then, you know, the next excuse is, but I can't get my Social Security overseas. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I do it. Okay? You just got to let them know. You just got to let them know. You just got to fill out some papers. You got to take care of some paperwork and stuff. But they send them, you know, they send my Social Security to a bank in the USA, and it's a local bank, and I just call them on the phone about every, I don't know, 5-6 months, 4 or 5, 6 months. It just depends. And I give them all the information, and they just wire transfer the money over here. Charge me $40, but it takes about 3 or 4 days to get here. It just depends on what day of the week you call. But and then the next excuse that I hear all the time is, but I need my Medicare, or whatever it is, Medicare, Medicaid, whatever they call that stuff now. No, you don't. I don't got none of that. I'm a veteran, so I get free VA. I've never paid for medical insurance in my entire life because I'm a veteran. And when I joined the Army back in 1976, when I signed up, they had the I don't know what they called it, but anyways, I got free medical care for the rest of my life. So. But I don't use that stuff. I don't use that VA. I did when I was in the States, but over here, I just take care of myself. I got a blood pressure machine. Here you go, right here, man. I got something to check my blood sugar. You guys know about that. I can buy the little strips right over here, cheap. And you just go to the pharmacy, and I already know what medicines I need. I see right here, get the medicine. This is for blood thinner because I've had a couple blood clots back in the States. When I was driving truck, you're sitting all day, man, sitting all day in that truck, 10 hours a day, 6-7 days a week driving that truck. So I got a couple blood clots in my leg. So they tell me I got to take that medicine for the rest of my life. It's easy for me to get over here. I just go to the pharmacy and go get it. And I take every other day just to kind of make sure I monitor my blood. I take metformin, man. You know, I'm sure a lot of you guys know about the metformin thing, right? With my blood sugar. I don't really need it, but I take it every other day, and it keeps my blood sugar down around 100, something like that in the morning. So I had about maybe a little over 2 years ago, I was having a lot of problem in my left hip, and I went to a doctor that was trained in France. He speaks French, English, Khmer, the Cambodian language. Speaks Thai. Got a beautiful hospital, and he said I needed a new hip. My hip was gone. Now I had a couple choices. I could fly back to the United States and go, you know, do the little song and dance with the VA, You know, the appointments and the waiting and the appointments and just all, I don't want to do none of that, man. I don't want to sit in an airplane for all that time just to go back there and get my hip changed. So I had him do it, and it was $7,800 to have a new hip put in. And I was in a VIP room. That's what it said on the door. It said VIP, but I was in a VIP room, private room. Had a refrigerator, a sofa that made into a bed for my wife to sleep in, and because she stayed there with me when I was at the hospital. Had a refrigerator. Beautiful hospital, man. Just not any problems at all. All the follow-up visits. Made an appointment. Got there. All that was covered. Okay, so you know, you guys are telling me boomers can't retire. Yes, they can. Yeah, they can. They got this thing in their brain where they don't want to leave. They don't want to leave. Like I said, they got kids and grandkids and all the rest of that. If you want to stay there for that, man, that's up to you guys. But I'm just telling you, you don't have to live like that. You said, but I don't know how to speak the language. I can't speak Khmer at all. I've lived here now for 4 years. I've been coming to Cambodia for 12 years, but I've been living here now for 4 years, and I just know a few words in Khmer. I got translated on my phone, right? I just use my phone for translate. I take my phone with me wherever I go. It's got Google Translate on it, and I've never had any problems, you know. So, like I said, there's just all kind of excuses why boomers can't retire, and it kind of, I don't want to say it irritates me, but it kind of freaks me out. You know, you guys are supposed to be smarter than that. Okay? You're in your 60s or whatever. You're supposed to have some knowledge. You're supposed to have some international knowledge. You're supposed to have some creative and some thinking going on there about what you want to do and where you want to live. Like I said, you don't have to come all the way across over here to Cambodia, but there's plenty of places that you can go live that's cheaper than living in the USA. Especially you people who live in Florida, man. They be raising up the the homeowner's fee, and if your dog's more than so many pounds, they got all those rules, and they ride around in their little golf carts over there, man, just looking to put a piece of paper on your door. And people say, yeah, but I'm going to have to work till I die. Well, I work because I want to. Okay, I do what I do because I want to. Okay? I came over here and I got a teaching certificate, easy to get. You can speak and read and write English, man, so easy to get. And then I got a work permit from the government to allow me to teach. And I taught for 3 years, and then I just taught some night school and kind of took a little break, and now I'm kind of waiting to go back to the USA. I don't really want to, but I need to take care of some stuff. But anyway, if you got any kind of skills at all whatsoever, any, you can make money over here. You can make money over here. I was teaching at the school, at the international school, and all the other Cambodian teachers, the Khmer teachers, they have to have 2 years of college. Okay? And the teachers would pass around a laptop to each other to take attendance in the class, because they have they don't know how to use Microsoft Word or Excel spreadsheets or PowerPoint. They don't know how to use none of that. So I was sitting in the class doing my class, and the Khmer teacher was in the back taking attendance. And they have they put the check mark in whatever in the spreadsheet of whether or not the child's in class. And somehow or another, she opened up a new window on the laptop. And she did not even know how to go back. She didn't know how to put it back on the attendance thing. So she brought me up the laptop and asked me in her broken English, how do I go back to the... She did something. I don't know how she did it, because they use a laptop that doesn't have a mouse, you know. So she touched something, and it opened a new window on Google, and she didn't even know how to go. She didn't even know how to back it up to go back to the attendance, so she could keep taking the attendance. I'm like, man, you got 2 years into college and you can't do. So you ask people, anybody over here, man, who Leonardo da Vinci is, who Isaac Newton, any kind of famous person, Albert Einstein, Thomas Edison, any one of those people, they don't have a clue. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know who William Shakespeare is. So if you come over here with some knowledge, just basic knowledge, I'll tell you another quick story. They built a new airport. They got a kind of a highway that goes to the new airport. And they had a Cambodian engineer design the off-ramp from the highway to the new airport. Okay? And they had a big celebration because they was able to use a Cambodian engineer to design an off-ramp to the airport. Okay? So you boomers that are, were engineers or architects or whatever you did, whatever you did as a career. I was a truck driver. Done a lot of things in my life. Worked in a machine shop and framing carpenters and different things. So, but if you got any kind of skills at all, these people over here, they don't have no skills. They don't have no skills. Look at some of my video shorts, and you'll see they don't have no skills over here. They don't even know how to turn on a computer. Okay, they don't have a clue. They've never gonna have a computer. They don't even. They just don't know. They just sit around. They just lay around playing with their phones. They struggle trying to make a living. Okay? Like I said, look at some of my video shorts of how these people live. I don't live like that. I live in a nice subdivision. I live in a beautiful house. My wife takes care of it. We got a nice garden. And if you took everything that I owned, this house, my wife was living with her mom until I moved over here permanently, or until we had the house built. She had the house built when there was still COVID going on. But she moved over here. I told her, I said, you just bring your clothes, okay? I want everything new in the house. We went to one place, or she did. I wasn't here when she did it, but I said, you go to one of these electronic stores they got over here, and you tell them, I want a discount. We bought 4 TVs, 4 big screen TVs. We bought 2 refrigerators, deep freezer, and all kind of electronic stuff, man. Rice cookers, everything from one place. I said, you tell them, you give them, we need a discount. We're buying a lot of stuff from you guys. So they gave her a nice discount, man. We got speakers for all the TVs, for watching movies, and just, if you took everything that I've done to this house, with all the cabinets and all the upgrades and all the furnishings and everything, I'd say maybe, if you put everything together with the price of the house, maybe $110,000, $120,000. That's it. I don't have no bills. I ain't got no 30-year mortgage. I don't have a car payment. I bought my car a long time ago from my wife. About 10 years ago, bought that car. I just keep it up. But stop listening to these people lying about you guys can't retire. You can retire, but you're going to have to get out of the United States. Okay? You're going to have to get out of the United States sooner or later, whether or not it's in a coffin, or it's on your own accord in an airplane, or you get to where you just can't make it over there anymore. But I'm telling you right now, if you make $2,500, $3,000 a month in Social Security, man, you can live over here. They can't even. That's how much they have a hard time making that much a year here. So, anyways, I just listen to all these people on YouTube and all the other things talking about all these boomers that can't retire because they don't know what to do and they don't make enough money. Man, either they're stupid or they're just lying to you. I don't know which one. I don't know, man. So you guys can retire. You got knowledge. Obviously, if you're going to retire, you're probably in your 60s. If you don't have enough sense to get out of the United States, man, at 60 years old or 60 whatever years old, I don't know what to tell you. I just really, really don't, man. Like I said, you boomers can retire. I did it. And I planned on it for a while. And when I was driving truck, I lived in the truck. I sold everything in California and put the money in the bank over here. And decided I didn't want to live in that. I didn't want to. Even before I met my wife, which was 12 years ago, I knew I didn't want to. I just did not want to stay in one of those retirement villages or whatever they call them, the villages or all those retirement communities where they got the HOA fees and the nosy neighbors looking out to see if you maybe you left a broom in the wrong place in front of your house, you know, because you went inside to get something to drink, and she's already calling the HOA police or whatever they call them, man, come rolling up on their little golf carts and tell you left a broom outside. You said, no, I had to use the bathroom or get something to drink. And I don't know how you guys can live over there like that, man. I really don't. Like I said, if you look at some of my video shorts, you're going to see the house I live in, because I'm not going to make, well, maybe one day I'll make a long video of it, but I go to the gym. It's $1.50 a day or $30 a month. They got 3 nice malls over here. They got like a Costco thing, the macro market, you know. And like I said, you can get medications over here, man. Don't even need a prescription. They just got a pharmacy. You just go inside and tell the pharmacist what you need. Okay? They got some. If you look at one of the videos that I made today, one of the shorts, you're going to see how the poor people over here, what the doctors they go to. But if you got money, if you got any kind of money at all, you can go to a nice doctor. They got some nice doctors over here. I've been to them. Got sick a couple times. Had my surgery on my hip, and then had an issue with my knee. I needed surgery on my knee. They needed to take something out, but I think that was only like $1,500–1,600. So, anyways, you guys can retire if you want to. It doesn't have to be over here. It can be any place other than the USA, where it's so expensive. You don't need that Medicare or whatever they call that stuff, man. You don't need that, and you cannot get your Social Security if you go to North Korea or Cuba or Iran, one of those other places. I mean, it's only common sense. You're not going to get it there, but there's about 5 or 6 countries that you cannot go to and get Social Security. I think Afghanistan and just I don't know. You can look online and see, but if I can help anybody, got any questions, I got a Gmail address. I'll give it to you. I give it to, you know, it's live, L-I-V-E, .rich, R-I-C-H, .Cambodia at gmail.com. LIVE.RICH.CAMBODIA.com. I mean, excuse me, LIVE.RICH.CAMBODIA at gmail.com. And I want to thank everyone for looking. And I was going to thank you guys at the start of the video, and I forgot. I'm old. So, anyways, please hit like and subscribe. And if you guys have any questions about getting out of that expensive USA, shoot me an email or leave in the comments, and I will answer, because I look all the time and ain't nobody has got any questions. I guess they like living over there like that, man. So, anyways, you can retire. I'm telling you, you can. I live a beautiful life over here, man. I live a beautiful life over here. I got a nice house, nice neighbors, nice people over here, and I'm enjoying myself, man. You guys can enjoy yourself too if you want. Yeah. And believe me, those grandkids, they don't care if they come to see grandma and grandpa or not, man. They don't want to smell a bunch of old people vitamins and all that stuff. They want to play on their phone. So you guys just think about that, and thank you for watching my video.